Hey y'all, welcome to SOS Budgets. My name is Sarah, and today we're going to do a little get to know me budget binder breakdown type of video. So let's get into it. So, once again, welcome to my channel. Let me start off by explaining the name of my channel. So, I'm a machinist, that's my job, and for people who don't know what a machinist is, which is a good percentage of the population, the best way I've learned to describe it is a surgeon of steel. So, I operate a lot of different types of machines that remove material, whether that be steel, aluminum, all the different types of metal. I operate those machines to remove material off of like a big block kind of deal. So there is the term surgeon of steel. When I went to school for machining, that was actually on our uniforms as like our title is surgeons of steel. So that was kind of cool in my opinion. But so like take your car, for example. Literally everything from top to bottom in your car has been touched by a machinist in some way, shape, or form throughout the line of it going from material to car. Anyways, I'm gonna shut up about that because I could easily nerd out so quickly about that. But so I also have a part-time job as a in-home senior caregiver, and that's vastly different than machining, but I do really enjoy it as well. It gives me a different type of fulfillment, being able to help people. But it is my biggest passion. So like truly helping people is what I've always wanted to do in my life. And so I've been able to find that through part-time work because unfortunately that does not pay the bills quite as well as machining does. So we'll kind of get into how I got into budgeting and cash stuffing and all that fun jazz. Well, you see here, I've always enjoyed math class and anything that had to do with calculations and just nerding. I am a nerd when it comes to math, so I've always enjoyed that aspect of budgeting. And I've always liked the idea of having a budget and sticking to it, but up until, November of last year, so November of 2020, it was all just a nice little thought, a nice little idea. But I realized I needed to seriously do something about it. Now, how I got to my current job, I've been with my current employer for 2 years. And it is by far the most money I've ever made in my life. But even after a year of living here and working there, I was still living paycheck to paycheck. And that shouldn't have been a thing. I make good enough money that my bills are paid and I have plenty of fun money. Unfortunately, I was playing with my fun money and a little of my bill money so that when my next paycheck came in, I had to pay myself back. It was just a bunch of robbing Peter to pay Paul, and it's not fun. It's not great. Don't recommend it in any way, shape, or form. But so in November, I really started to crack down and take a good look at my spending, which is ultimately what it takes to just even start. And I realized a lot of my money was just going to dead-end places. And I wanted to stop that. So that's when I first started making my very first envelopes. And they were mildly crude, but they were still cute. That's what I wanted. I wanted cute envelopes so that it made me, excited to continue with it. Because I couldn't tell you how many times I had started and stopped, all different ways that you can budget and you can cash stuff and you can do all the things. I've started and stopped so many stinking times, but eventually I figured out through trial and error since November of what works for me and what doesn't. So with both of my jobs, I do get paid weekly, thankfully. It's really nice. But so I go through and I budget every week. And I know some budgeters, they like to, pull, they're a month ahead on their bills. So they pull out their bill money and then they cash stuff that. I am not, and I don't know if I want to be, because I have learned in my life that I am not a credit card person and I am not a debit card person. If there's money in my account, I will spend it. It's like this unsatisfiable itch that I have. And even if it's in there, like, oh, I'll put it into this and I'll put it in my savings account and then I won't touch it then. When you can instantly transfer money from account to account, it doesn't work out well, at least for me. I don't know about y'all, but it does not work for me. So, and I'll do more videos of this like every week of my weekly budget, and then we'll do monthly budgets and like weekly check-ins and all of the things that I want to do to keep myself accountable. But so we'll go through that in another video, but I just kind of wanted to show you this is what I call my budget binder, hence the budget in the moment, because budgets are ever changing sometimes, especially mine. But so there's that one. This is, I guess you could consider it a binder, but it is just like my financial planner. Yeah, we'll call it that. So I go through and I have, no spend stickers for the days that I didn't spend unbudgeted money, in the sense that I didn't slide my card because I purchased something that I didn't budget for. So like, since I do cash stuffings in my wallet, that's what I get for the week. That's it. Now, if I have to pull out of a binder to cover something that I just had to have and go put it in my account to pay back my bill money that was in my account, that does not get a no spend sticker. But so we'll get into like kind of how I have a no spend challenge. But then I go through here and I have all my bills listed and what day and what amount they are, kind of deal. And then it goes into the daily, which I like to write out what I spent and the amount. And then it goes through and just kind of every month. It's like been the most detrimental thing to my financial freedom, is like having everything written down and placed nicely, and just it makes my brain happy. So that would be my budget binder. No, that's what that one was. This is my spending binder. But so my what some people call their high priority. I mean, some people have sinking funds binders and high priority binders and low priority. I just have a sinking funds binder. And so I do have them each individually labeled, otherwise this would be nonsense. But I do have an emergency fund envelope. I have Christmas. I'm saving, like, I think with this tracker, I did make this on Canva back last Christmas, but each one's $10, and I get to color it in. And the way that I'm saving for Christmas is actually my change. And I had it in my budget binder, the penny challenge tracker. So at the end of the week, I take all my change that I've accumulated from spending cash, and then I put it all together, put it in here, mark it off here, and that's every, let's see where it's at right now. It's a $124.03, and so I have $120 worth of stockings colored in. That's kind of how that is. I also do have a $100 placeholder in here to signify the $100 in change that's already in there. Once I get kind of closer to probably 200, I'll probably do, well, actually, once this gets filled up, then I'll take it to the bank. That's what I'll do. But then I have Blanche funds, which you're probably asking who Blanche is. Blanche is my car. This is my, very first vehicle that I bought myself, and I felt kind of bougie. The Golden Girls is actually my favorite TV show in the entire world, and since she's the bougie one, I named her Blanche. So this is just for, I have a tracker here. I don't even remember who I bought it from on Etsy. I'll have it listed, but I bought this car maintenance savings challenge kind of deal, and even though I'm not really restricting myself to these categories of repairs, battery, oil changes, tires, this entire thing equals out to be, I think, $2,750, which my deductible for my car is $2,500, and I want to have that saved, God forbid something happen. So it's just a cute little tracker to keep me kind of half motivated. Then I have appliances. We always need to have, well, I should have a sinking fund for appliances, because pretty soon I'll be moving in with my boyfriend and we'll be needing to buy some appliances, and it's just good to have it in savings. If the washer dryer goes out, boom, we got it, no worries. Then I also have a dental envelope, and I have just a goal for $500 for that, just for any things, God forbid something happened. Same thing with a vision. It's also $500. Now, Rocky Mountain Race Week is kind of like my vacation sinking funds, because it is a week-long drag and drive event. If you aren't into drag racing, you'll have no idea what I'm talking about, but me and my boyfriend are heavily motivated for drag racing, and so this is just a sinking fund to save up for the hotel expenses for the week-long expenditure. No, the week-long expense that is Rocky Mountain Race Week. Basically, the gist of it is that these drag cars, not only do they have to be drag strip ready, they also have to be road legal, and they have to drive from state to state to get to the different tracks and then make good time on the races. Anyways, here's just my, plain old budget sheet on the back. I do have it laminated so I could reuse it. I dabbled with the idea of having, each budget sheet behind each thing, but that was too much for my brain. So I just enjoy having an overall general idea of how much is in here. And then that way, if when it comes to, our washer broke, okay, let me see what the total is. If I have to drain multiple, fine, so be it. We need it, but it's there. I also do have the totals that I want for each of these envelopes on the back of here. And so that is just my cut and dry sinking funds binder. And then what would be my low priority is going to be in this personal binder. And so the first one in here is the first one I usually go to. Here is my no spend challenge. And for every no spend day, I do save $5. And these are just these cute little trackers. I think it was the first thing I bought off of Etsy for savings challenges. And these only go up to $100. Now, each month, I can vary between 20 to 25 no spend days, and obviously that's more than $100, but I color it in until everything's colored, and then I write down what I have saved for the entire month, and then I denote that. But so with the no spend challenge, what I do is, like I said, I save the $5 per no spend day, and then whenever I want to pull that money out, I will. So take this last weekend, for example. I had about $85, I think, in this no spend challenge. But I wanted to make my boyfriend's dog a dog bed. And so I wanted to make it really nice. And so I went to Walmart and bought, fleece fabric. And I bought, thick foam to put into it and some really thick fluffy stuffing so that it would make it really nice and comfortable for the puppers. Since that wasn't technically budgeted into my spending for the week, I took it out of here, because if I am saving for no spending, that was my stipulation towards myself, is that if I'm gonna commit to $5 per no spend, I get to spend this money on whatever I want, kind of deal. So that's kind of where that comes into play. Now, I do have a weekly rollover, so whatever I have left over from the week, from all of my spending categories, which aren't a lot, I do put it into this envelope. I have these little monthly challenges from the Butterfly Digital Co. And so whatever's left over, I'll put it into this envelope, color in whatever it is. And then at the end of the month, then I swap it out for the new month's tracker. Sure, let's go with that challenge. But all of them are in this weekly rollover binder. I originally kept it in a completely different binder, but I do like to have it in my low priority. That was smooth. I shouldn't have said anything. I should have just kept it so y'all thought that I did that on purpose. Anyways, I have each month, and their trackers are in, these little envelope things. And then so I have all the way at the back what each month is, what I've had for leftovers, and I just like having rolling total. Now, this money isn't in these binders. I do have it in a different account that I have less access to, so I can't spend it. But at the end of the year, what I wanted to do for this, I know I have 2 Octobers, because there's 2 Octobers in here. There's, if I could do it, just a regular, cutesy little fall-themed October savings challenge. And then there's a spooky one. It's just so cute. But so I'm going to do 2 for October. I could pick one or the other, but I just can't decide. I love fall and I love spooky. What's not to love? So October might be a good, maybe I should do that as a no spend month, like in general. We'll see how that goes. But so then I have those all in a binder. And at the end of the year, whatever this totals out to is going to be an extra payment towards my debt. Whether that be my car debt, student loan debt, credit card debt, whichever. So I do have my mortgage envelope. Right now it is a rent envelope, but once I move in with my boyfriend, it will become my mortgage envelope for my half of the mortgage. And I don't have a tracker for that one because it's going to be an in and out constantly type of deal. I do have one for extra debt that I throw, 25, just whatever I have for leftover after my bills are paid. I just kind of throw in there. Same with self-care, and same with bulk shopping. And then so I have the same thing where it's the tracker and just figuring out like generally how much is in here. And so yeah, that is my personal binder. That's my personal binder. And so we already kind of went over the weekly rollover one, and then this is like low priority but still excited. So this is the Angus binder. It's Angus build. So with that Rocky Mountain Race Week that I was generally talking about, this is my boyfriend and I's first year of going, and we got the drag bug, I'm going to call it. So we are going to be working on building a drag racing vehicle. So we do have a vehicle, we have the engine, we have pretty much everything we need to get it going. But we're going to need tools, drag racing seats, seat belts, a welder, a trailer to haul the stuff and to haul the drag pickup in general, rims and tires, electrical, because this pickup has been sitting on my family's ranch for 20 plus years. So there might be some gremlins in the electrical. Plus it'll be all completely different going from a 1978 Ford engine to, I don't know what year, 5.3 LS, which if you don't know engines, sorry, I just spewed that out. But so there's different body mods, because there's we have to do a lot of weight reduction for it to be successful in drag racing. We're going to need a generator for on the road and suspension, because that's all got to be gutted out. But so I haven't done much in this binder besides build it, because it's exciting, but we're going to have a healthy balance of paying off debt and still having fun with our time and money. So that's definitely a back burner binder, but still present in the lineup. And then this other one, I haven't had time since I made it to make the label on the outside. But this is just my holidays binder, and this is not so much on like spending money on gifts for people, but like I really like Hobby Lobby. I really like Hobby Lobby, and I want all the cute things, so I'm going to save up for each season of things so that I don't just, slip back into my old ways of mindlessly spending money for no reason. So now I'm gonna have a reason. So here's, a New Year's savings, Valentine's Day, which I think I have that one jacked up a little bit more so that I can buy my boyfriend something cute, sweet, whatever for Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, Easter, Mother's Day, Father's Day, the 4th of July, Labor Day savings, which I feel like we're probably going to have a cookout or something, so save up for stuff to put on the grill kind of deal. Halloween, decorations and candy to hand out to the kids and such. Thanksgiving, I don't know how this is going to go as far as like who's hosting what between the two families, between my family and my boyfriend's family, but I'll learn eventually. But so I have this one jacked up in case I have to be the one to host and cook everything, which I'm totally okay with. I love cooking as well. And then Christmas savings, decorations, not so much presents because that's what the other one is for, but just in general, yeah. And then so that's that binder. And we have run out of binders. I almost feel like 5 is too much, but technically 1 isn't in play all the time. But at the same time, I've had to change a lot of things in how I budget, because, and that's one thing that I do love about the budgeting community, is that there's so many different ways to do things. There's not a right and wrong way to do things. You can change things to how they work for you, and if they don't work for you, don't worry about it kind of deal. And it can be adapted to whatever season of life that you're in, and it can change at any point in time. And that's one thing that I really do enjoy about the community, is that we're all supportive of each other, no matter how we do things. So, I guess kind of closing, the main point as to why I wanted to make this YouTube channel is to mainly keep myself accountable. Like I said, I couldn't tell you how many times that I have started and stopped things, and how many times I've emptied out my binders because something came up, or I thought, oh, I'm the only one who knows that this is here, so what does it matter if I take it all out, and then I get disheartened because I couldn't stick to it. So I'm trying to be more mindful of my spending, and that's what I'm hoping that this channel and these videos can do. Anyways, thank you for clicking on this video, and if you want to follow my journey and how I figure out this thing called life, please consider subscribing. I hope y'all have a good rest of your week. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye!